No, like for real, like
And
that
he's and
little
he's
bit of
telling us and he's telling us that he's gonna get away with
Yeah,
it.
like
Like
nah,
that's
like
crazy.
nah,
like that little
like
bit that's coming out of y'all check. Yeah, that's going to me. Y'all think it's Texas, but it's really coming to me.
Right.
see, I'm gonna
Okay.
let me personally, Austin, I wouldn't take that.
He not talking to me. He talking to Brandon.
Nah, he ain't talking to me. He talking to Landell.
Shit, I'm getting my
But
picture.
anyway,
The
back to the
fuck?
brief intermission. Back to the brief intermission. While we go through a pod breakup before we even get popping.
If
Back for the
niggas
brief.
broke,
Niggas broke up on the pod.
Yeah,
before we even got started, nigga,
take that, Joe Budden.
with
Great.
3 fans, we broke up.
Record.
That's
Thanks.
crazy.
We broke up with three fans
Ah,
and 18
ah,
subs on YouTube.
Seven of those are mine.
the
Yo,
rise and the fall.
chill.
Ah, the
Chill, chill,
rise and
chill. We
fall
live,
of
we
the
live, we
Action
live, we
Podcast.
live, we live. But welcome back. We just took a brief intermission. You know what I'm saying? So we were
The
talking
rise and
about
fall is crazy.
facts. We was talking about the Brittany Griner situation, and then Austin, you made a pretty good segue talking about how some stuff you just have to live with, and you brought up Henry Ruggs. Well, I kind of want to talk about football, but like in a fun sense, like yay, the NFL is back, but we might as well get the difficult shit out the way first.
Right.
Deshaun Watson, certified nasty boy.
That
Um,
boy.
at the very least, he's a weirdo, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Deshaun Watson, who was accused of sexual misconduct by 24 women from 24 different masseuses, had that going on, for him and shit. He had sentencing happen this past week, where an independent arbitrator from the NFL, Judge Sewell Robinson or Sewell,
Sue. Yeah,
Sue,
Sue L.
Sue L.
Robinson.
Sue L. Sue
Sewell,
L.
Judge
Yeah.
Sewell Robinson, former federal judge, was an independent arbitrator, and she took the all the evidence in the case that was built against them by the NFL and decided to, yeah, and decided to, take all the evidence by the NFL, interview with 4 counts that the NFL brought up, 4 out of 24, even though the 23 out of 24 had been settled outside of court civilly. Um, and so, they came down with a decision. The decision that Judge Will Robinson came down with was 6 games. And she said that she found out that, yes, the NFL was able to plead this case prove his case under NFL guidelines, that Deshaun Watson his conduct was detrimental to the league. It was under the NFL guidelines of sexual assault. I'm putting that out there to make sure this is specified under the NFL guidelines, because with something like sexual assault, you want to be very specific. You don't want to necessarily put that on his name, because he was not found of sexual assault criminally and civilly. He was also not found of it. The charge was sexual misconduct, but in the NFL,
Yeah.
it's just sexual
Big
assault. So I just want to be very specific with that, because this is something very sensitive, right? And they felt that his conduct could be indeed perceived as predatory. But based on the standard of the NFL and the precedent they had before in situations like these, um, she decided to go with 6 games, because in the past, that has essentially been the maximum amount given to sexual assault situations. Big Ben got 4. Well, he originally got 6, and then Roger Goodell dropped it down to 4, even though I think he was criminally and civilly charged with assault and shit like that. But yeah, Big Ben got 4. Ezekiel Elliott got 6, even though that no judge, he wasn't criminally or civilly prosecuted. But because, of course, the large number of accusations with Deshaun, and of course some of the evidence that the NFL put into place, and because this is so he said she said, just decided that the best thing to appease everybody was to give Deshaun 6 games. Deshaun's camp and the NFLPA decided that they were going to go ahead and move forward and feel comfortable with the decision and not choose to appeal. Well, upon completion of that sentencing, the world went into uproar, right? And literally everybody on every network had something bad to say about it, right? So everybody had a problem with the sentencing. They was like, it's way too light. He's an assaulter. The NFL doesn't care about women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So naturally, because of how the NFL guidelines are set up, the commissioner Roger Goodell can still appeal the decision and come down with a final punishment of his own, and he did just that. So now we're kind of awaiting to see what they're going to appeal it for. They're pushing for Deshaun Watson to be suspended indefinitely, although I've heard they want him to have 12 games and an $8 million fine as well. Um, but they're kind of pushing for him to be suspended indefinitely. Indefinitely means that there's no real timetable, and that also he'll have to receive counseling. And it's been reported that Deshaun Watson has continued to claim his innocence and shows no quote unquote remorse for the things that he was accused of. Thoughts? Talk?
Yeah. So my thing on that is I have an issue. Yes, Deshaun is a nasty nigga. By all accounts, this nigga's nasty. He's a weirdo, etc. But if this nigga, if they said sexual misconduct, there is a difference between sexual misconduct, sexual assault, and being an R word. So if you are an R word or you sexually assaulted a woman, by all means, you deserve, the harshest fucking, punishment possible. But that's not what he did. And I think the judge, what he, well, what he was charged with was not assault, sexual assault, or it wasn't the R word either. So if that's the case, I have an issue with people going on their platforms and spreading, misinformation to, you know, random people who just scroll through on Twitter or TikTok or Instagram or whatnot and see that shit and then get in the uproar about the shit because you're pretty much fueling a narrative and feeding a narrative to people who don't know otherwise to make it seem like this nigga did something that he didn't do, which I have a problem with. Because again, if if he actually did, R word and sexual assault, then yes, then go on your platform and say that. But that's not the truth to, the situation. So I have a problem with people going on their platforms and just saying, oh, he sexually assaulted, blah, 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 and he did this. He didn't do that. He did some weird shit, yes, but there's a big difference
According
between
to,
those three
and this is all
words.
according to testimony. Of course, it's a very he said she said thing, but
Right, right, right.
just to throw out there, Deshaun Watson, the charges were brought before two grand juries criminally, and the grand juries felt that you cannot, it was criminally, it wasn't anything to charge him with. They was like they couldn't have anything to prosecute him with. So just putting that out there criminally and civilly, I believe sexual assault is handled differently. I think the precedent is much lower, but like I said before, 23 out of 24 have been settled, and I think he's coming up with another one.
Right. And I don't want to, and again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm on this nigga side because I'm definitely not. But I'm on the side of if you're gonna say some shit or spew out information to people and you know you have followers, try to make sure what you're saying is actually accurate and not like put out false information to fuel a narrative to make a nigga look worse than he already does. Cause that's that. And well, actually, I'm not even gonna get too much into that because I could get into like
Save it for lap
who's
two.
who's putting it. Yeah, facts. I could get into who's saying it and their race and how it affects who they're saying it about. A different race and blah blah blah.
Uh,
But yeah, that's my issue with that.
All right. So this is what I think, bro. And I think everything comes down to precedence. You feel me? And I think it comes on both behalves. I think it's on the NFL. I think the NFL is mad at the ruling. Um, I think from the beginning they wanted him to get a full season long suspension or at least 12 games. They're mad that the ruling came back with 6 games, and they're mad because the judge, the independent arbitrator, used their precedents that they set. You know what I'm saying? They said he's a first time offender, and they said that he is. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a violent act, and they were looking at other cases, and they came up with 6 game suspensions. while that is true, I think it's the NFL's fault for setting that low precedent. They set the stage or the bar very low from the very beginning when dealing with these cases. You feel me? So when a judge, an independent judge, is looking at it, most judges rule based off of how similar cases have ruled in the past, or whatever the case may be. On the flip side, the precedents that what I think is important now for Deshaun Watson's case is for him, is for the NFL to establish some actual precedents going forward. Because if you think about it, while everything that Austin said is true, yes, he was not found guilty of sexual assault. They said it was sexual misconduct, which is definitely a difference. However, if you look at the precedents of what that says, like if I
The
was
precedence is six
if
games.
well, let me finish. Yes, 6 games. I don't think that's enough because if you understand what that says, if like from that point forward, granted, the NFL has never seen anything like this. I don't think any sports, major sports, has seen anything like this. But if somebody were to, I'm not saying they would, but if you put a complete hypothetical out there, if you have three different niggas that say, hey, shit, I guess if as long as I just sexually misconduct 23 women, you know what I'm saying? It's my first time.
Allegedly.
All like allegedly, or whatever the case may be, allegedly, I can only lose 6 games. I think that's a problem. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because that granted, it's not rape.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's cool, but I don't think the standard.
It's still bad.
You shouldn't have. You still shouldn't have somebody that feels comfortable enough to do that. Not legally speaking, because I guess he wasn't found guilty, but even just in the NFL, like there, you should know, like if I do this, it comes out, there should be like consequences that are strong enough to deter you from doing that. And I don't think 6 games is enough. I understand that he sat out last season. I still think that like with this ruling, it should be at least 12 games, in my opinion, just to set a precedent.
Right.
Because if this case held so much weight, because whatever comes after this, what if anyone else does anything like this, they're going like if Deshaun only got 6 games after that, anybody that like if you say you misconduct, have sexual misconduct with 12 women, that's like a
That's six
based
games.
off the math, that's 6 games or 2 games or whatever the case may be, because it's 12 and not 24. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 games. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do the math, he did 20. It was allegedly 24 women. You have allegedly 12. That means it's essentially 3 games. You know what I'm saying? That's not 1 to 1 in terms of morality. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's necessary to have that just to set a precedence going forward. Like, no, this is not allowed in that league. So I'm not mad at the NFL for doing it, but I think they're mad because of the judges going based off of their previous ruling. So that's my little take.
It's something I wanted to say though, like in regards to like the 20, you mentioned the 24 people or whatever, but when they was going reviewing the case, they said only 4 of them was actually like valid cases they could really like use and review in court.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
if that's the case, like why is only 4 of them really being used in court as a review? And then
Because those were
if
the four, if I'm not mistaken, those were the four that they took to a grand jury. Those are the ones with validity. Everything else was he said, she said, which
right,
they end up saying that those four, at least in terms of criminal proceedings, was he said, she said as well.
And
and
keep
I was just gonna say that okay, so since that was the 4 with the most like valid, now we have to look at it from this. If the other ones are just he say she say, we can't identify if he did or did not do said things. So now it's like it kind of makes more sense on why they go with the 6 game suspension, because I feel like if there was more valid cases, the punishment would have been higher.
Well, she came out and said because the NFL doesn't have a rule on sexual misconduct. It's all under the guise of conduct detrimental, but there are things that could be considered uh, sexual assault under the guise of the NFL, which would be under conduct detrimental. But they don't have a hard stance of like Like a lot of people were comparing Deshaun Watson's suspension to Calvin Ridley's suspension, and in Calvin Ridley's case, if you uh, I guess interfere with competition in terms of unauthorized gambling or and you affect the spirit of competition, the rule is 1 season. And it was like, well, how can Calvin Ridley do that, but Deshaun only gets 6 games? Well, because for conduct detrimental in the NFL, a lot of it can just be if you the fact of you being accused is considered conduct detrimental. It's really just how you make the NFL looks, honestly, right?
Mhm.
And so in cases like this that have been there before, even with no evidence, no convictions, nothing but testimony or speculation before, the most that anybody has gotten has been 6 games. So the judge, while she said it is egregious, she felt that it's not fair to Deshaun to just come out with some super maximum sentence, even though there's been no precedent for anything like this before. You know,
Right.
so it's just kind of like if the most that's ever been put out there was 6 games, because regardless of the counts, it's still one charge. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
Yeah.
he's like they gave him 6 games because that has been things of like repeat offenders. Like I said earlier, Big Ben got 4 because he was a repeat offender. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like Zeke got 6 because he had like 2 things, right? So Deshaun, this is technically his first thing. It's just a very large volume.
Right.
Right. And another thing I was gonna say was the Calvin Ridley thing, the gambling rule in general was already set. Like that was just
Yeah,
like a hard rule. Like it's going to be a season. So and they're trying to say like, well, he was just gambling like, and Deshaun Watson's like doing stuff to women. Like, but it's like there was like you said, there's no precedent on what Deshaun was doing as against the Calvin Ridley. And then also I also think like in the like how you like you said how the NFL looks, how Calvin Ridley was basically gambling. Like he could be performing bad so he can make his money or whatever the case may be.
it affects the spirit of competition. What Deshaun did just kind
Exactly.
of only affects the brand of the NFL because he works for the NFL. That's
Right.
like you. That's like you going through a lawsuit with your job, and then your job firing you or suspending you because it's public.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
And
I, that's
that's
kind of
essentially
odd.
what this is. And the NFL has that right. You know what I'm saying? Because of how the NFLPA is structured.
Yeah. I just think like like you mentioned, that's actually something like you don't see this in any other workplace because if you are going through something like a case or something like that, yeah, they might if your job hears about something such as this, you might get fired or whatnot. But this is like one of the only places where this can happen, and you can do something outside of work, and then your job inflicts additional punishment than what the
The law.
judicial system does. That's like this is the only place where you'll see that, which is kind of interesting to me.
Okay, it's good that you say that because I was kind of questioning like, why does he need to be suspended at all?
I'm not saying
it,
that he
it's
shouldn't,
all
but that's a
about
great question.
it's all about
Yeah.
perception though. Like that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's
Only
just
way I could think
perception.
about it is that the NFL as a brand doesn't want to be tied to a nigga like that, without like, certain. Basically, they want to show that they are a company that cares about, I guess, these more societal problems,
Exactly.
That's
and
exactly
to
what it
like
is.
outrage,
It's
to
just
mitigate
people
that.
pleasing, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because
they
if it
don't
was
care
up
about
to
women.
them,
The
exactly,
NFL doesn't care
because
about women.
black,
Let's just keep it a buck.
exact,
They don't care about women.
Hell
exact,
no.
because black. You mentioned, I think you said, I think you meant to say people were upset, but you said the NFL was upset and were trying to, uh, give him punishment and whatnot. I, I don't think they give a fuck, honestly. Like they're just honestly basically like, okay, it looks bad right now. We're gonna have to make it look like, we give a fuck and
If
do
the
something to
public
this nigga.
outcry was that that was a fair amount of games, Deshaun Watson
Exactly.
would be serving 6 games, and we wouldn't be talking about this anymore.
At
We'd be
all.
talking about what are the Browns going to do between weeks 1 and 6.
Literally.
But the public
Uh,
outcry was that the NFL as a whole, they don't care about
They
morality
don't give a fuck
because
at all.
they've had cases where it's been violence against women, domestic abuse, and stuff like that, and they don't change until the public outcry.
Right.
The most popular example, Ray Rice.
Mm.
Ray Rice was he if y'all don't remember that situation, Ray Rice, former Baltimore Ravens running back,
Yeah, I
um
remember.
he the
Oh yeah,
audience,
no, we go.
the
This
audience,
guy.
former
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice, he was caught on camera punching his wife, knocked her out. Right, it's considered domestic violence. He uh he served his time in court because it happened in the off season. He got punished for it. Right, the video resurfaced around I believe NFL training camp. He originally got 2 games just off the cuff because of conduct detrimental. Well, it started being a public outcry. People were saying that oh he should be out of the league, yada 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 yada. Okay, Roger Goodell said okay now you suspended for I believe it was the season or like 6 games, 6 games, some shit like that. They boosted the suspension, right? I forgot the number, but he said, nah, this isn't enough. Even though this is the thing, this isn't enough. And then Ray Rice ended up getting that suspension appealed, but then he ended up getting cut by the Ravens anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's just kind of like it's a business at the end of the day. It's just like all those businesses that change their logo to a rainbow during Pride Month. Like it's
They don't give a
they don't they
fuck.
honestly don't care. It's just it's a very bad look that if you let somebody who
Right.
was accused of 24 sexual misconducts, um, then it's that you let them just be chilling. And then the fact that Deshaun Watson got a $230 million guaranteed contract is
Yeah,
a
it's a
bad
lot of
look.
money. Mm.
But Austin, you touched on something good that I really want to speak at. A lot of people are using their platform incorrectly. They are dealing with feelings and not the facts of the situation. And I feel like in something as sensitive as this, you have to deal with the facts of it. And of course, it's gonna come off as insensitive, but
Right.
sensitivity goes out the window in situations like this because guess what? People have lied before. Women have lied on men before about sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, sexual assault. Women have lied before. It's just a fact. Not every woman is lying, but you can't just automatically believe it. And for me, the number does not matter because this is a person that is in the top 1%. This is a multimillionaire. So for me, just as logical as it is that all 24 of these women, that the same amount of logic that Deshaun could just be a weirdo to deal with all 24 of these women, how he's being accused of, the same logic could be, oh, hey, the lawyer for the Texans was like, yo, Deshaun's trying to leave, so we gonna hurt his pockets. Hey, 24 women, casting call. Y'all want to make 6 figures in a settlement? Say that this happened to you. You know what I'm saying? It's
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 not out of the realm of
it's not
possibility.
out of the realm of possibility. It's not impossible because women have lied on athletes before, particularly black male athletes. And I don't like the stance that a lot of people, primarily Fox, really, are just taking of Fox and I think NFL Live, like Mina Kimes,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
they're really just painting him out to be a rapist. And I think
Right.
that
Which
I
is not
feel
the
like
case.
while it's creepy, it's weird, and if it was unwarranted, and if it was true, because again, these are all just accusations, right? The only way Deshaun has claimed his innocence throughout this entire process, regardless of how many women, what's the name? The women have claimed his guilt, right? So we honestly do not know. As independent individuals, we cannot look at this with feelings. We have to look at it with the facts presented. And the facts presented, it's not rape. It didn't go to criminal court. It wasn't enough evidence for that. And it's really just he said, she said. And I think that whenever one, Deshaun's public image is already under the toilet, right? It just is. But like, I just don't think that that's fair to just throw that on somebody because of accusations. And of course,
Right.
how we feel about it personally, that's up to your discretion. But I feel like if you have a platform, regardless of the number, you have to look at the facts of the accusation. And the fact is, women have lied on athletes before. Hell, at Fox, I don't know why they be so gung ho about it. Shannon Sharp, a woman lied on Shannon Sharp for sexual assault. And he works right there at Fox. So I don't know why people think that, oh, women can't be lying. And so
I
it's
think
just
it's
like
a narrative, bro.
it,
Like,
it, it is a narrative, and people are like, well, just look at the number. The number does not change the charge. It's not impossible. Deshaun Watson was making 100 and some million. I think his like overall net worth is like up to this point was like 80 to 90 million, right? Before he got the 230 million contract. So it can
Hmm.
balloon up to 230 million. That's just with NFL money, right? That's just with NFL money.
and
Shout out to
I'm gonna keep.
G's kid, the gamer. We got somebody that followed us on the thing. Sorry about that, but yeah,
Hey,
Facts.
welcome
Shout
to the
out
got a
you.
new fan.
squad.
Appreciate you, bro.
Welcome to the
Facts.
Yeah.
family,
Real shit.
gangy.
Welcome to the NIT pod, man. But
But
yeah,
Ja,
but
Ja,
yeah,
I
bro.
wanted
Like
to.
it's just not out of the possibility that the average net worth for the average net worth for a massage therapist in Texas is like 40 to 50 thousand a year. If you can tell somebody they can get a lump sum of, let's not even call it like a million settlement because Deshaun could pay out that for 24, and it'll hurt his pocket slightly, but not like, you know what I'm saying? Not like super crazy. But if that, like, if let's just say it was six figures, right? $100,000. You can't tell me that people wouldn't take a large lump sum of $100,000 payday. I don't know y'all. I don't know everybody how much they make, but the average person isn't gonna ever touch six figures. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Right.
like, just like the side of him being a nasty man is completely probable, that side is also probable. So I feel like as people with platforms, I feel like you need to look at it from a fact-based thing instead of trying to give your opinion. Especially if your platform is something national like ESPN or Fox or somewhere like that. I don't think we should
Exactly.
go off of feeling in this because none of the facts have said that he 100% did this.
Right. And just because if he didn't get convicted of these things in a court of law, and of course he still is nasty weird man, but y'all cannot assign a charge to a nigga that he wasn't charged with. Like that's like that really just pisses me off that, people are just throwing the rapist word around so, leisurely, like that's something that he actually did. And you know that a lot of people, when they hear some shit, wherever they hear it, they're automatically gonna believe what the fuck they hear, not knowing the real facts behind the case, which is fucked up because you're swaying a group of people to believe not the truth. So that shit just is like, again, I saw a TikTok video of a nigga who said that, like, who called him a rapist. I'm like, bruh, you don't even know the facts behind this case. That is not what any of the women said that he did. They said he did some weird, nasty shit, but in no way or shape or form did they call him a rapist. So you spreading this misinformation is, one, is not healthy for people in general because it's just wrong to do so, and it's also
It's dangerous. It's
it's
dangerous.
very
It's
dangerous.
dangerous to put that on somebody's name because people take that shit very seriously. And just like the possibility of, like I said, it's a possibility. All it takes is one. Honestly, if it come out that one woman is lying, that is going to ruin it for all of them. That is going to
Right.
ruin it for all of them. Even the ones that if some of them that it could have, that it actually could have happened if he actually was like a super nasty man or some shit like that. Like it it's too sensitive to pick a side, I should say, to pick a side because we none of us have the facts. All we can go off of what we know. You know what I'm saying? And I know I went on a long spiel. Y'all hop in here.
Yeah,
All I gotta say. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. I was just gonna say like with the whole like Deshaun thing, like I feel as if you had some judges throw some of the cases out because they weren't valid enough. You had, an arbitrary judge review the case and only give him 6 games. I'm like, how many more times do y'all need to review it? You know what I'm saying? To like try to make a decision. Like you're getting like third party people reviewing the case and they're coming to their decision on what was going on with the facts that was presented to them. And I'm like, I just feel as if it's like y'all just gotta just leave it for what the facts may be because at this point it's just like you want to give them more games, sure, like for the public opinion, but like it is what it is at this point. I think like they already did enough slander on his name. Like some people are gonna still call him the R word, whether
Yeah,
we like it or not. Like it's already too late. Like it's already too many names. We already know he a nasty bull. Like I feel like
facts.
we should just nip this in the bud and get over with. Like we all know who Deshaun is, and we all know what his punishment was. So many different people reviewed it, and I feel like this is just what the reality situation is going to be. But that's really like all my pieces on the whole thing because it's that when people do these kind of things and there's no precedent set for it, it's kind of hard to make these kind of decisions going down the line.
And NFL, make a rule. If Deshaun has to be the sacrificial lamb for you to make a rule, make a rule. If my players conduct themselves in this, or they are accused of actually, they can't even make a rule for that though, because it's up to the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck, it's tough.
I mean, yeah, they
It's
could.
tough.
What I the Ravens have a rule where, and this is a team rule. They have a no tolerance policy for that. So if you're in a position where you're accused for that shit, whether it is good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, they're just not going to have that on their team. I
Yeah,
don't know if that should necessarily be the entire thing because there are situations where, you know what I'm saying, like you are falsely accused. But however, there should be some precedent, something
I feel
to
like you should be able to protect your brand without having to. What's the word? I feel like be able to protect your brand and your company because all these teams are just companies. The NFL itself is just a company, right?
Yes.
So I feel like these owners are like I said they don't care about women for real, but they're just trying to protect their fan base because women hold the majority of purchasing power amongst NFL fans, right? And so I think what the Ravens have is good, zero tolerance policy. I know the Patriots have a similar thing. Robert Kraft is like, if you ever been accused of domestic violence, charged with domestic violence, it's a no go, right? Anything with that, anything with violence against women or something like that, it's a no go, right? And so I think, I'm trying to think of a meme, but I think it should just be up to the team's discretion, and it should be up to the team's discretion, and then allow them to be a free agent, and then just let him go as an independent contractor. I don't think it's the NFL's. It should be. It shouldn't be the NFL's right to impede where the law is.
Right. That's what I've been thinking about that as well. So
on another note, I think I saw the judge rule that, she gave him 6 games because she didn't see any remorse. And I just found out that Cleveland is the place for the for National Massage Month. So I really don't think he has any remorse, bro. I really think that he planned this shit. I
He,
I think I was trying to figure out why he went to Cleveland, and now I know. I know he had a plan,
he
bro.
had
I
a
don't think he had no remorse.
when he signed his
that's
first deal, he had a
actually
real plan.
crazy.
He signed on with the
He
That's
biggest deal in the
knew he
actually
world.
knew when National
that's actually
Massage
crazy,
Month
bro.
was.
Damn.
He was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I got caught. You got me. You got me. But I know
Hey,
when National Massage Month is. So
I saw a video. I
So
saw
who
a
really
video
lost
of
here?
it.
Look,
I saw a video
he
of a
ain't gonna have to
nigga.
go to work either. He ain't gonna have nothing but time. I
I
saw
saw a
two.
that
video of a
that's gonna
nigga
be
in
my six month.
like a little costume talking about he was gonna go to the what's that the
The
conference and
Sean
shit
Dotson.
with Sean Dotson.
Yeah, yeah, I
Hi,
remember that
I'm
one.
with Sean Dotson.
Yo, yeah, nah, but I thought when Deshaun Watson had signed that contract or whatever, they were saying that he can only go to NFL registered masseuses or whatever now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
But
was that was
Rashawn
the ruling
Dotson
by the
can.
judge. You can only get it done by
He
team
said what Sean
assistants.
Dotson can.
Rashawn Dotson can go anywhere.
hey, yo, nah. That's a crazy circumstance. Like that's
Nah, it really is, and I think that as man, just one, don't be gross. If you actually care about women, go care about women. Two, for all the women that do lie, y'all are scumbags because y'all gonna ruin it for the women that are actually going through stuff, right?
Right.
So don't lie, niggas. Three, media, y'all gotta chill out.
right.
That's the best way I can say it. Media, y'all gotta chill out. And for the, I'm sorry, Mina Kimes, fucking relax. Mina Kimes, Colin Cowherd,
Yeah. What's her
yeah,
name? That go that's with him.
Joy Taylor. I like
Yes,
you, Joy,
Joy.
but I ain't gonna lie,
But
I
that
ain't
take
fucking
you
with
were
what you
tripping.
said, bro. You
Yeah,
said,
cause that's not
I feel like if you're gonna
that's
be
not
on
the
the
truth.
media and have a platform, you have to be objective. You have to
Right.
be objective.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
about your
Like the
feelings.
whole point of the media is the fact that they don't really go off of facts. They go off of the entertainment aspect of what facts can bring, so that they can get the most clicks and the most views. So it's
That's
like
true.
I
Well,
was
then
thinking like
shit, they should
all the
start a
things you're
podcast.
saying should happen. I don't see that shit happening
Oh
because
yeah, no, it's
they
not
don't
gonna
have an
happen at
Oh
all.
yeah,
incentive.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
probably
Oh
not.
yeah, no, it's not gonna
I
happen
was
at
like,
all. The
why
ESPN
even
basically
try?
said Deshaun should.
Yeah.
Fucking Dan Orlovsky was like, "Oh, Deshaun should be suspended forever," and I was like, "Okay, bro, relax.
No more chucking a
Yeah,
ball.
You just mad because he can throw better than you.
yeah, basically.
He don't run out of bounds."
I don't know. I'm trying to wonder why all these football players are so fucking nasty. Anyways, I feel like every time there's a controversy or some sick shit, it's with a football player.
It's niggas with
Like,
power.
That's actually a
yeah,
great topic, Orlando, and I have a reason. I think why. I think
yeah,
it's because when you're, if really just any star athlete, or if you're a star athlete or have any influence in general, from when you were a kid, to like as an adult, you get away with shit that most people don't get away with.
Thanks.
So I feel like in that case, niggas have let Deshaun Watson do, like, I saw one story like a long time ago. It was about John Wall. It said that that nigga used to go into a party and be like, "Who wants to fuck John Wall?" And then girls would do it. So
that's awesome.
niggas of that yeah, I know that's kind of crazy, but niggas of that stature have gotten away with doing whatever the fuck they want for so long because they're them, that when it comes to shit, they normally get away with it. So in this case, I just this time he didn't get away with it. But beforehand, I'm pretty sure that there was certain circumstances where that nigga thought it was okay
It
to
was
do it
going
and he
on for
got away with it.
years. It wasn't
Yeah,
like he
Oh
had
yeah,
a
so he
cool.
did get away with it.
Yeah, he was getting away with it. The
Yeah,
reason that people think that it's very sketchy is because of, like I said, the lawyer is the owner of the Texans, personal lawyer,
exactly.
and that this happened as soon as Deshaun said, "I don't want to play for the Texans anymore."
Exactly.
So if he was doing it, then he was probably doing it, and the Texans was like helping him cover it up
Covered
because
up.
they was like,
Exactly. Right.
you're a top five quarterback. They was like, bro, you're better than Lamar Jackson. Of course we're gonna cover this up for you. And then it was like,
That's crazy. But nah,
They didn't.
but that's why the Texans got fined, is because they got fined like 50K or something like that for enabling his behavior, quote
you know
unquote.
what's crazy? They're trying to take 10 million from Deshaun, and they find a billionaire 50K. Like the NFL know what they're doing, bro. Like I'm sorry,
I
like they
think they
do.
ended up finding him $1 million or some shit.
No, that was the Dolphins owner. That was for something different.
Oh yeah, even then that's crazy. Like, what do y'all think that that's gonna do to them niggas?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. That's
Nigga
not
said,
gonna
I
do
don't give a fuck.
shit.
$1 million to try to get Tom Brady. I don't give a fuck.
Facts. I'll take that,
Do
nigga.
that
I
every
do that shit
time.
too.
Every time. Nigga said every time I do
Nigga, I got
that.
a couple million to waste on that
Matter of
motherfucker.
fact,
We
Nigga
gonna give
he
him
could be a free
30
agent
yeah,
next
give me
year
some
too.
more.
Let's see what he talking
Yeah.
about.
Let's try
I'd have
this
been
again
like,
next
yo,
year, y'all.
I'll be like, yo, take another. I'll be like, yo, take another million out.
Yeah.
But on to happier topics. Football is back.
Oh yeah,
We
Deshaun
saw the
Watson.
Hall of
Yay.
Fame game. That was so ass.
I didn't
I
see
see.
that.
I ain't gonna lie. After watching the Hall of Fame game, I see why niggas who like peaked in like high school sports said that they could have made the league. Cause I'm sure some niggas that like play football, they play like JV football in high school, was like, yo, I can go out there. I
It was
know
no
some.
doubt.
I
I
know some
think
niggas
it's
that said they could have went out there, dog.
the Hall of Fame game is so funny to me because for like 4 or 5 months, I'm just desperate for football that I will just watch anything with a football in
Anything.
it, which is crazy.
Literally.
But then I watched the Hall of Fame game and I realized I don't know any of these niggas. I'd be so excited, bro. I'm counting down. I have the countdown on my phone, and then I realize I don't know who the fuck any of these niggas are, and they all stink. They all stink, and and then I just turn it off. But I am excited for the season, bro. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming.
What's the team again? Uh, Malik, I forgot.
I'm the Ravens. Ravens.
Really?
Ravens
When you became
fan.
a Ravens fan? I thought you was a Bills fan. I thought we had like a whole episode about
Okay.
Y'all stupid, yeah.
All right, I kind of want to go back to that topic though, the sad topic, because I kind of think to myself, like, I know we talked about like niggas, like athletes being able to get away with stuff, but I mean specifically football players are like a lot worse with this shit. Like NBA players, all you hear is scandals and like them just kind of doing something stupid, but football players get into
Miles
like
Bridges
the
hit his
grimy stuff.
girlfriend.
I got two
I
theories
think
about that. No,
it's
Miles
just
Bridges beat
I
on his
think it's
girlfriend. That was,
probability. You know what I'm saying? There's
yeah,
like
it's
53
60
Luck
niggas.
of the draw. Well,
No,
not
it's like
luck,
60
but
niggas on a football team, man. It's like 12
Yeah.
niggas in the NBA. NBA players make more money, so if they were to do something, they can cover it up better. And then
okay,
NBA
again,
players aren't getting hit in the fucking head all day, so you don't know how that's really fucking with these dudes'
Yeah, them
brains.
boys
Affecting
got
their
that
decision making.
CTE.
Like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be like mad hypocritical because we're gonna talk about how much we love the football season, but humans really shouldn't be playing football.
no, 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 no,
That
no,
shit's
no.
dangerous. Like,
That sport is a
Yeah.
mistake. It's
yeah,
a complete
like
mistake.
stop
Nigga said
it.
it's a mistake.
No, like I don't give a fuck about how these Florida fucking teenagers can go out and make money and do a thing. I think there's a better way to do it than get your brains
Yo,
bashed in. That's
Florida
just me.
teenagers is crazy.
That's the funny part.
And the crazy part about it is, it's coming from a nigga who used to be a boxer, who used to
Yeah,
constantly
yeah.
brag
Boxing
about,
was kind of
hey,
stupid.
no nigga has gotten punched in their shit more than me.
You
Hey,
actually,
hey,
nah,
That's
that
insane.
was a
hey.
wild statement, dog.
It
That nigga
sounded
really
like
said that.
That was like
yeah,
the
yeah.
worst way to say that you was tough.
Yeah, like
Hey, it's
ever.
in my
Like I
culture,
don't
man.
know.
It's in my culture, man. You
It's
understand
in
if
your
you're a
culture.
boxer.
That's what niggas.
Oh
No,
my
bro.
god.
Niggas
You
fight
would
Hey,
have
over
hey,
been
Verify
to,
that
like,
you
hey,
understand.
we was
to give
talking
the
about
viewers some
niggas having
feedback.
hands,
I
bro.
mean, to give
Oh yeah,
some to
yeah,
give the
go.
viewers some like
yes,
the context.
some
We were
context.
girls
Your mic
on the
shitting again.
promenade, which is a place in Atlanta in the AUC, which is the Atlanta University Center, whatever the fuck this shit stands for. I don't know what
Community,
this shit
whatever
stands
you
for.
want to call it, it
Yeah,
doesn't
that
matter.
day, whatever the fuck.
It's the
Morehouse,
three
Spelman,
colleges,
Clark, all that shit.
Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark.
Yeah,
So they had a
we were
place
on the
called the
little strip
Promenade. Yeah, it was
between
like
all
a
that
little,
I'm
bullshit.
mad he said it right, and then was just like, whatever it's called.
right. What a dick
No,
move.
I just guessed. I forgot.
Anyway,
But so we were there and we were talking to some girls, and we were trying to. This was in our we ain't get
Spitting
no
some
bitches
I
game.
remember
phase.
Some
exactly what
game.
happened.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so no, go ahead, Orlando. Go ahead. Say
Yeah,
it.
they said that they heard Morehouse niggas is soft, and I was just like,
and
nigga,
don't.
who? I was born to shoot. I got
No,
aim just
no,
like
no, no,
Dr.
no,
Jekyll,
no,
really
no.
close
That's
to
not what
Hyde.
you said.
That's exactly what I
That's not what
said.
you said.
That's exactly what I
Nigga
said.
said,
And nigga Orlando, and
nigga
for
said who?
double context, Orlando always start cursing whenever girls be around. It's so funny.
Real shit.
Like
And his
he,
voice
Uh,
changed when he do it. He like,
no,
you
shit.
haven't heard him curse once on this podcast whenever girls are around. He look away. He be
That nigga,
he do dap his hands up. He be like shit. And then so that's
hey,
exactly what
shit.
you got some
happened.
shit to
The
say.
girls said that I heard Morehouse niggas was soft, and then Lando said, "Shit, ain't nobody got punched in the face more than me."
Yeah, I mean, it was, I
It
mean,
was at
I
that point
say,
I knew we lost that war. We lost
Yeah,
No,
that
we
war.
we
lost it.
we were
Like
not getting those. We were not getting those women that
we,
night.
it was
I
call
still
it a night.
DM'd. I followed through. I DM'd. I followed through.
You did
I
young
don't
to him
give a fuck.
after they know
It,
you got punched in the face.
in your head, I know that
Hell
sounds
yeah.
such like a great bar. That I know it sounded like such a great bar to you.
No,
But
no,
to them,
because you gotta
they were like, "Did
understand.
this nigga just say that he gets beat up on a regular basis?" That's what it sounded like.
Yo,
No,
that's what it
that's
sounded
different.
like.
That's literally what it sounded like. Dog.
No, it's like a certain form of bravado because it's just like
That's the worst bravado
it's what you're
ever.
known
Nah, I
for.
don't
It's
ever
what you're
want to be
known
You're
that
known
for.
for getting punched in the face.
No, no, known for standing on business, not letting these bitch ass niggas have me shook. That's what I'm
But they
known for.
punching you in the
Crazy,
face,
but
dog.
niggas
crazy part
on
I
about
hit
it,
them back. I hit them
even if you
back.
were
That's
talking
the
to
whole
hella
point.
boxers,
You should have
even if you were
led with
talking to
that.
hella boxer niggas, they still would have been like, "Oh, so you ass because you get punched in the
You
face all
don't
the
know how to
time."
No,
I
dodge.
don't know
no,
why you said that.
nah.
Like,
They'll say that this guy's clearly a dog.
No, they
I don't.
wouldn't.
No,
That
I
would be
think
All the
they
dogs
say
and
I
that.
knew,
somebody
they got hit, bro.
and
That's what I'm
somebody
saying.
who's
All the
not and
dogs I knew
somebody
got
who's
hit.
Yeah,
were
they
they
probably
dogs or
did,
did they
but
just not know how to bob?
exactly.
No,
It
no, no,
sounds like you don't
dogs.
know how to bob
If
a
you're a
I ain't seen
dog,
weed.
then you
Floyd
get
get hit
hit.
that much. That's me.
Not all of us are Shakur Stevenson and Floyd. Like most of us, we had to do the dirty work. So yeah, you gotta take one and give one, bro. And I was willing to do it. and
You
no
didn't
one
say
ever had me
nothing
shook.
about you, but here's the thing though. You gave like nothing to that you hit niggas back. Like you, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You.
Well,
There was
remember,
no allusion to that. There was
You
no.
could have just said, "Shit, I'm a boxer." You said you almost
Yeah,
got hit in the
like
face
yo,
more than
like.
me.
because I like statistics. I like facts.
You could have
You
said
think you
nobody
think
threw
hoes
more
give a
hooks
fuck about
than me.
statistics?
Could have said
Them
nobody
hoes give a
threw
fuck
more
about
jabs
statistics.
than me. You said nobody got
Jabs?
punched in the face. You
or
literally
I
nobody
don't
said the
know
punches
one
niggas'
thing.
because
faces more
You
than
said the
me.
one
Nobody
aspect
punches
about
faces
boxing that
more.
proved that you couldn't fight, getting punched in the face. Like that's the
I'm just
one thing.
saying.
It,
Well,
exactly.
You could
all I'm
have
going to
said
say
you
is
did the
this.
punching of the face.
Facts. Like you
Well,
could
Yeah.
have.
no, no,
You
no, no, no,
definitely could
no,
have
no,
said
no, no.
that.
You can't do it that way. You can't do it that way because the soft niggas are the ones who brag about that type of shit. Oh, I
I don't
punched
know.
niggas. All the non-boxing
Strongest
ass
soft
But
niggas.
and
No, no, no,
that's
no.
Lando,
hard.
No,
you
all
think
the
you
non-boxing
think
ass
girls
niggas brag about
understand
it.
that? You think girls
I'm
understand
just
that?
saying.
Hell,
I'm
honest,
saying.
Lando, if you didn't tell us that you were a boxer beforehand, we wouldn't have understood it.
I'm
Facts.
saying, man, it's like a thing in boxing. If you boxers, you know that like, hey, we go out there, we get dirty, we get really dirty.
Why
It's
didn't
not
you
like
just
any
say
other
nobody
sport.
been
Yeah,
in more fights? Why didn't you just,
why this
yo,
nigga trying to describe how dirty they get?
you
Because it's
bad dirty.
crazy.
Oh no.
Nigga
I'm
said I
gonna be
get
honest,
really
bro.
dirty.
You,
Fuck.
I'm
you
gonna be
super
honest,
dirty by
bro.
getting punched in the face. That's crazy.
I'm gonna
It
be
wasn't a
honest, bro.
brag. It's just real.
Like I get you a boxer, bro, but like I'm not going for that.
Nah,
Nah,
I'm
nah,
bro.
saying, I'm
nah.
saying,
I'm not believing that
I'm
nigga. I'm
saying, like,
sorry. Like,
What
if you knew
bravado
what's
you
up,
get if I get your head bashed in?
I'm saying, no,
give
no,
me
no.
a
It's about what you
fucking
do
vegetable.
afterwards. It's about what you
Nigga,
do
Yeah,
afterwards.
but see, you have to
you didn't
explain
get to
that
the
Yeah,
concept.
you never
exactly.
got to
You didn't
I
that.
get
didn't
to
get a
that
chance.
point.
I
You
didn't get a
said
chance. I
no,
did not get
no,
a chance.
no, no, no. I'm not gonna let you
I
get that
didn't get a
off. It
chance.
was ain't nobody
I
get
couldn't
punched in
do
the
it
face more than me. Full stop.
Yes,
because
yes,
You did the
because
little dap with your hands and you looked off trying to be cool, and
yeah.
then we was like, nigga,
Yes, you
what?
did.
And then they was
no,
like,
no, no,
nigga,
Oh
no,
my
no.
what?
god. Oh
Yeah,
my
they're like,
god. Nah.
and like
I'm
that
fine
doesn't
with it.
make
Fuck
them
it.
feel safer. Like they're
No,
like,
because they
Yeah,
like,
like
damn, so shit go left. This nigga's getting punched in the
yeah,
face
this
he's getting
nigga's getting
punched in the
punched
face
in the
a
fucking
lot
head.
Well, probably
because
not
how
by
they
these
gonna punch
more
in
non-kind
than
the
ass
anybody
niggas,
face?
but
else.
at the same
More than
time,
anybody else.
no, 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 no,
Oh
no.
my
Hell no.
god.
Hell no. All I'm saying is this: I had a reputation as a nigga who it don't matter what you give,
Got
I'm
punched
gonna
in
come back on that
the
ass,
No,
like Devontae Davis,
face. Pause.
like
No,
Devontae Davis.
Oh my god.
No,
bro,
no,
bro,
that's
bro.
no pause. This is
You
real
try to
I'm
make
in,
life.
it look good.
I'm in tears.
It ain't it,
I'm in
cause
tears, bro. I'm in
understandable.
tears,
No, no,
bro.
no, 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 no. I will stand by that line for the rest of my damn life.
oh my
Niggas been to
god,
Okay.
wars. It's
Hey,
wars.
at
Soldiering.
least, at least
It's
we
a
know that
goddamn
you the type
war.
of nigga that still know what you said, but that's crazy, dog.
It's war.
Oh
If
my
anybody in the
god.
audience wanted an insight to what our life was like getting girls
Oh,
freshman year, then
that was it.
that's a
That was
pretty good
exactly it.
indicator.
I
Yeah.
regret
That was it.
nothing.
And
We got
I
zero
regret nothing. Shout out Black's gamer tag, man.
facts. Regret nothing.
Regret nothing.
That's actually yeah. If yeah, for context again, we were well. I don't know. I was about to incriminate
Mm.
somebody, but
Boy, I was about to have a very nasty ass segue too. I ain't gonna lie.
we were not the most women getting its niggas during freshman year. It was tough times. It was tough times. Everybody got a drought. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm
We
saying?
was the
Out
drought
in
three.
Nah,
We
college
had
for
some
nah.
we
and
had a
and
couple
it,
of Wayne tapes. We was the drought.
yeah,
We was the drought three.
niggas was
No.
parched. I'll tell you that. But I'm
Woo.
not gonna cap. But there was also, when it comes to just the aspect of college and getting women and shit like that at the time, it was just,
I'm mad at you took that shot.
why
Huh?
you know he was gonna take the shot. We're
Freshman
just
Yeah,
year was
still
bro.
just
juking
corny.
shit. Yeah, freshman year was just a tough. It was
Like
tough.
it was fun, but like from the joint aspect, it was so light. It was so corny.
Yeah,
I'm like,
facts.
ah.
But
Yeah,
What's
speaking
that
of
one
guy?
thing.
Johns, man, Blueface is John. Oh, that
Ugh.
sounded so
Ah,
nasty. That sounded so nasty because I'm not from Philly.
Oh,
Krishan.
That sounded
Yeah.
so
Young
nasty.
Rock.
Young Rock,
ugh.
little
I
baby
feel like she's
tooth,
like really cool though. Like in real life.
Toothless. I feel like
toothless is
that.
crazy.
Yo, I hate how like she be like plugging her tooth in and out
I'm not
nowadays.
gonna lie, that's not like a thing to stand. Can you like just have your teeth
Yeah,
in?
can
Like
you
I
Get
put
off
your
that.
teeth
like
in,
I don't
dog?
know.
Like,
That's
please?
not
She
like a
said she
Like,
be
thing.
playing
why?
with shit. She be flicking it in and out. That's
Well,
Like,
nasty.
stop, please.
Not
I
flicking it
don't.
around. That's crazy.
I
But
don't want to
nah,
see that.
so Chris Rock And
Oh, not Chris Rock. That's funny. That's funny.
hey, oh my God, that's a double entendre because they both recently got
Facts.
hit in the face.
Got slapped.
So,
Yeah, slapped the fuck up.
so
Oh,
Chris,
Chris.
so Chris Son Rock Blueface's chick or whatever, right? They got into a recent altercation and they went like super public. And Blueface was like, "Yo, I'll give you 100K just to get out of my life." And the story is that she was like cheating on this nigga, like fucking like buku niggas, and then trying to act like that they was like mad, cool, and in love in public. And then Blueface found out, and then yeah, so they kind of got in the
Dang.
altercation, and then he was trying to get away. And if you know anything about this woman, like social
She
media,
will fight.
she be throwing them
Yes.
hands, and boy did she throw them.
Uh-huh.
No cap. Blueface had to tackle Joe to the ground like, ew, stop swinging on me. But nonetheless, so basically with the whole altercation, it was really just like, they was arguing over that. He's like, "Yo, get away from me! Like, I don't want nothing to do with you or whatever." And because she was cheating, and then he goes on Instagram live. Not even the live. He was just recording it, and he's like naming the bulls, even like her CO. Like, you feel me? Like, it was just crazy. So after name dropping like 5 bulls or whatever, he's just like, "Yo, how much I gotta pay you to like get out my life?" She's like, "What are you doing? Like, stop! Oh my god!" Because like she's obsessed with Blueface, obviously. So now it's at a point where they're saying, "Oh, like she's a cheater. He was hurt, and he doesn't want to deal with her." And the main thing that I took from that whole situation, Blueface was like, "Yo, it really just hurt because like it's like on the internet she's perceived as like this girl that's like all about me and all this that and the third, and as obviously as you can see she's not. So with that being said, the one of the things I wanted to talk about was the comment section where they're basically just saying, "Well, Blueface, like are a known cheater, and you have a baby on the way, literally, like currently, not with Krishan, and
Sheesh.
now it's like, and this is his second child, so this now it's like, yo, like you a known cheater, and now you getting mad that she's doing her thing too, and they say you can't take out what you dishing." So I wanted to get y'all thoughts on that perspective of like that whole scenario.
Uh,
Well,
it's tough tits. Sucks. Like
yeah.
most people can't. Most people can't take the same shit that they dish out to other people. And of course, if you a cheater, theoretically, you shouldn't. You get mad if your girl or your nigga does that to you. But we know that's not how life works. We know that's not how life works. So I don't understand why people just assume that people are gonna be okay with it. Like, of course, the nigga is a person too. Of course, he gives a fuck if his girl cheats on him. And yes, if you're the one who's doing the cheating, then I'm not gonna cap you. It's gonna
Women be
sound
so
bad.
mad whenever
It,
dudes have respect for themselves.
I'm just
Like just
saying, bro.
because, like I'm just be honest, bro.
Don.
Just because, like just because you, I guess, didn't have enough, respect for yourself to leave whenever somebody was cheating on you and you didn't like it, and then now that you cheat on me and I believe I don't like it, I'm not supposed to sit there and take it just because you sit there and took it. Like
Exactly.
fuck, like
Hmm.
you could have left
Sit
too.
there and
You
took
chose
it.
to stay. I'm
Right.
I'm
And
exercising
and
my options.
another thing was Blueface did say he's like people know I'm like a whore. Like people know that. And then
Right?
she do that going into the relationship and she still fucks with me and still dates me or whatever. So it's like you knew like I could, possibly cheat on you. I didn't know that about you, and you claim to be all about me, this, that, and
Mm,
the third. You got literally my face on your tooth, my face on your binky,
That's
my face
actually
on your sippy cup.
actually
Like,
crazy.
but
Bitch
so
got a
you claim to
binky.
be exactly.
What the
So
this John? What is going
what
on?
is fucking binky, man? Put that shit
Why
down,
is
man. You're
Haley Bailey
grown.
around? That's all I ask. Like, can somebody get
Somebody
Haley out
save
of there?
Haley. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
nah, like that's all I care about. I mean,
Yeah, you
you're like,
never
why is
know.
he with them?
Why
hey
she
man, who
do
Nah,
knows?
shit?
But on another note, it's just like, bro, like if you know I'm a whore, and that means you're viable to get cheated on, and you know this going into the whole relationship, and then actually Blueface actually likes the girl, like he be posting her and everything, like he be claiming her.
Everybody
So
is
it's just
liable to get cheated on. Here's the thing: you can't help it if you get cheated on. You can't. There's nothing that anybody can do on the planet to stop getting cheated on, right? Because if somebody
right.
wants to cheat on you, they're gonna cheat on you. The only thing that you can do is make sure that it don't happen again by not staying with the person. So if you choose to stay with the person, guess what? Cheating back is not the answer because I'm gonna tell you 9 times out of 10 that like you can't be like, well, if you can cheat, why? If you can do what you're doing, why can't I do what I'm doing? Because I got some kind of respect for myself, dog. Like, I'm sorry, like,
Well,
no
it's
offense,
like values
but
though,
yeah, like I feel like
because
I'm
it's like
somebody
how
that
can
shouldn't be
you
cheated on.
like I just feel like if like I mean I just see it like if you think cheating is so wrong, then why do you do it? But then when I do it, it's over. I
No,
don't know. I could
if
kind of see her point, even though I think both of them are not shit and deserve each other. Fucking worst couple I've ever seen in my life. God
Yeah.
damn. But like at the same time, I do think that like
it's
if
not
cheating is
that
so wrong to you, then like why do you do it?
it's not that cheating is wrong, is that you don't want to get cheated on. Because
I think it's a bit.
or
It's
rather,
a
like,
bit.
Nobody
however
wants
you
to get
feel
cheated
It's
about,
on.
just dumb.
however
It's
you feel
very
about it
dumb.
is wrong. Like, however you feel about it is wrong, right? But what I'm saying is, it's one of those things
I see.
where it's just kind of like you only really care if it happens to you. So
Right.
why are people acting like that? Oh, you should, if you dish it out, you can take it. It's like somebody cracking a joke on somebody else. Nobody likes it whenever they get a joke cracked on them, but sometimes
Right.
you just gotta take it. But guess what? If I
Hmm.
crack a joke on you and you crack a joke on me, and I get up and leave, that's my right. I don't have to sit there and take it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with fucking cheating. If I cheat on you and you decide to
Two.
stay, you have all the freedom in the world to go. Unless Blueface was holding that girl hostage, he,
I mean, we know he wasn't.
she could have
Yeah,
left.
he literally was gonna give her 100 racks to leave him. Like
Right.
that's crazy.
She stuck around. She stuck
God
around.
damn, I do something different for my line of work.
I'm gonna give it a B, and I'm definitely leaving that
She
nigga.
stuck around, bro, and
Yeah.
that's her
I'm taking
business.
that 100K.
Also,
I ain't
I
gonna lie.
think a very
Hell
bigger
yeah.
issue
Fuck
that
you,
we need to come
Blueface.
from this. Who the fuck was fucking Krishan? Like, if you looking down and you fucking a girl and then you just see Blueface face on like her neck, like who the fuck
You
going through
know,
with
you
that?
know, you know,
Oh, I'm
niggas
not gonna
weird though,
lie.
and niggas will do
Shit.
that just to say that they
Yeah.
did it
Yeah.
I'm
because
not
they
Sure.
want
Yeah.
groupies,
popularity.
goofy
That's a
niggas.
Yeah,
that's a kind
niggas,
of
goofy
flex.
niggas.
That's not a flex. That's weird.
For
I
niggas, it's a
mean,
flex to them because
That's
like,
Oh,
oh,
I
weird,
I
that's
get
what I'm
fuck
it.
bro.
It's
Blue,
saying.
just
I
like,
fuck
yeah, I
Blueface
fucking your
bitch.
bitch. Yeah.
That's
I fuck
weird,
I
bro.
Blueface
fuck
my mom.
yours.
That's
Nut on the
weird,
neck
bro.
tag.
It's stupid, but and it's childish. Like, grow the fuck
Do you
up. You're an
understand?
adult. Like,
Yeah, do you understand how
actually, how
simple
about you
niggas are?
go do something like with your life?
Yeah, like, can you
But
like focus on yourself?
yeah, like
That shit's
yeah, like
weird. That shit's
do your
weird,
job
bro.
or something. Like,
That shit's weird, bro.
Like you
Stupid.
flew all the way
like
out to Cali to get this ass, and you're coming back to nothing.
Either,
speaking of
either
which,
way, though, I
yeah,
want to
I just
I wanted to mention something
Go
because I was
for it.
talking to my girl about it the other day, and he was like, "Yo, Pete Davidson and Kim K broke up, right?"
They did.
So
Oh,
then I
didn't
was
know.
like, Kim K lost another dude of some kind of status again. I think it's a common denominator here.
I mean, to be fair, she had the status in that relationship.
Yeah,
Just
for
keep it a
sure.
buck.
Show that.
That
Yeah,
was all him. She was carrying.
Yeah.
She was
I mean,
carrying
Pete
that
yeah,
is
nah.
like
relationship.
the
I'm
least
just,
funniest A-lister
yeah,
comedian I've
that
ever
nigga is
he's
seen.
not
not.
funny.
He's not even an
That
A-lister
nigga is
comedian.
not funny. I
No,
think
no,
we
no.
can
He's
all
much
say
bigger
that
than
the
I thought
nigga's
he
not
would
funny.
be. Yeah.
I'm all for her though.
He
Like,
got big.
I'd see
He
him
got
do
his
more.
first. He first blew up because there was like is the ugly nigga from Saturday Night Live going with Ariana Grande, and then it was
I know
ugly
from
nigga
Wildin' Out, but
From
yeah.
Saturday. He was on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah, he was.
See, I didn't
That's
even
where he
know
got
that.
started. Wildin' Out. That's why I was surprised that he even got SNL because I was like, how can someone from Wildin' Out actually like make something of themselves?
Uh,
That don't happen.
hey
Yeah,
man.
nah. Let
Cat
it.
Williams
But
and Kevin Hart were
what's
on Wild
something
'N
of
Out.
themselves though?
Well, Cat Williams was Cat Williams before that.
But what's
I think he
something of
just really
themselves
fucking.
though?
He was Money
To
Mike
be
before that.
specific,
What do you mean? Like I just mean
you
like
said how can they make something
pivot
of
off of
themselves?
that.
Like pivot off
Pivot
of that?
off of
Because
that.
like for
Yeah.
example, like I can speak to like a few people like there's some battle rappers or whatever. Like Hitman Holla,
Uh-huh.
for example.
Oh yeah.
He
So.
he's about to start a new battle rap show off of his
Oh.
Wild 'N Out cloud and battle rap cloud at the same time. So it's like
Mm.
he's using the Wild 'N Out platform to like put other battle rappers on at the same time because there's other battles that hopped on Wild 'N Out like Conceited and Charlie Clips and all those
Yeah.
other dudes and stuff because Hitman
Oh
Holla
for
was on
sure.
there.
Yeah.
So he's like
Yeah.
an example.
I was thinking more of a comedian type, but I do know what you mean. Because battle rappers, they eat on Wild 'N Out. Like that seems like a
Facts.
better gig than actually battle rapping.
Yeah, facts.
Sometimes
It depends.
depends on
Well,
who,
it's
who you are.
always
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I don't think this says much about Kim K. I think she's just a woman. Cause like, let's keep it a buck. We've only known her to have like what 5 or 6 boyfriends. Like, I think people blow celebrities breaking up and making up like out of proportion. Like a lot of average people date a lot more than what these celebrities do. So I don't think it's really like oh she's the problem type thing. I think it's just kind of like she was just fucking the dude and then she stopped fucking with him because she clearly was just fucking with him because
Nah,
she
he
was having
stopped fucking
issues
with
with
her.
Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
He stopped fucking with Kim K.
He
Oh, he
yeah,
broke
he
up with
stopped
her.
fuck. Yeah, he broke up with her. But the thing here's the thing
Do,
about
do
it,
we know what
like,
happened or no?
no,
Yeah, I'm
that's
kind of
literally what
curious.
they said. But
Who's they?
the only the people who reported that they were together in the first place.
But what happened? Like, what do we know what happened?
No, but they said that he broke up with her. That's what they said,
So,
or he cut ties with her. So the thing about that is, you were just, and that's another thing. Like, if I become, rich and famous or whatever the fuck, I'm not putting all my business out there for this particular reason because you were just on live television talking about how this nigga saying he wants to go get ice cream with you was making you horny, and that how he's like the best nigga on planet Earth, and and you were just talking about his dick like on national TV months
Oh
ago, and
man,
now y'all aren't together. So I feel like
oh embarrassing.
that's kind of like, come on, like that's kind of,
I
I
mean,
will never do that. That's just
His
eh,
you're setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion, because whenever you say some shit like that,
Ah,
especially
eh.
when, so you're telling me that whenever you have a love interest, you're gonna be like, they got the best pussy ever, and post that on the
I don't
fucking
think
internet.
anyone cares about
Well,
that.
whenever our podcast does blow up and I go on the radio and talk about how great Halle Bailey, our relationship is, then
Who?
her old
Hallie,
ass.
Haley,
Oh,
whatever her name is,
Halle
yeah,
Bailey. Oh, I thought you said Halle
Haley
Berry.
Bailey?
I was
Haley?
gonna say,
Who?
boy, what?
I don't know how to say her name.
me
Yeah,
neither.
what is it? Yeah.
I don't
Y'all
know.
Why'd
idiots.
your parents spell it like that? This,
yo, yo, get
Uh,
off my shorty parents, bro. So
my fault. My fault. My fault, God.
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna put your business out there, it's figure. You gotta think she made her money off of putting her business out there. That's her. That's how
Yeah,
she
it's
makes her
their
money.
entire
That's
brand.
her brand. So I feel like if anybody is cool with that, it's her. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Yeah.
if it was somebody low key, like, and I think that's why I think a lot of her relationships don't necessarily work because she keep going with niggas who they don't put their personal business on Front Street like that. Well, I'm kind of surprised the whole Pete Davidson thing because, like I said, the first time I heard about this nigga was he was going with Ariana Grande, and so it was just kind of like his whole thing is his personal business, and then his whole stand-up show is his personal business, and almost everything about him is telling his personal business. So I'm kind of
Nigga's
surprised
not
that him
funny.
and Kim K didn't work.
We don't know what happened. We don't know like why or whatever. But what I will say is, I don't know. I'm not. I think people like. I don't think it's a fault thing or whatever. Well, I don't know what happened, so
What
I
the
can't really say
fuck?
that too much. But what I will say is that, I feel like we kind of knew that this was going to be a thing at some point. Like, I don't think that no one ever saw Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian
Yeah, he don't have enough
being
money.
happily married and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of saw it as like that was her rebound, and I guess he needed a rebound too. So, it was
Oh,
just
he
like
fuck
a.
who he fucking now?
I don't know.
If it matters.
Well, I was talking about after Ariana Grande, the whole that
She
thing.
was a quiet rebound. They been broke up by then.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, who the fuck? Well, I'm so
I
mad you took
fumbled
that.
that.
But who the fuck wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't want to fuck Kim Kardashian? Like,
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
unless you're like on that level, like, I mean, come on, everybody's gonna try to fuck Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
even
Say
though
what you
I
want.
really,
Well, even if I'm on that level, I don't know. I'm going for it.
yeah, I mean, most niggas would just be like, I
Well,
mean,
I mean, like
duh, it's
niggas,
Kim
like,
K.
I mean, like niggas, like if you can get comparable women, you know what I'm saying? You probably not
Oh
gonna
my god.
actively try
Yeah,
to fuck Kim Kardashian.
niggas will still do it.
It
Ah,
Niggas will
depends. I
fuck.
think it
Niggas with
depends on.
comparable women will fuck
It
girls
depends.
who are
I
lesser
think it's.
stats than Kim K.
I think it's depend on who you are. It's a case by case basis, but we can agree that everybody on not there would definitely go
No, it
there if
fucking
she had
died.
the option.
Mm. It's crazy that we're actually talking about this niggas. We're talking about people's sex lives that we
Well,
don't know
people should
shit
stop telling
about.
us their sex lives, which I think that should happen. That's becoming way too common for my taste.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not even
I
just in
mean, I
like
like it
I
more in
don't
celebrities.
give a
cinema
fuck
than
to be
real life.
honest.
How about that?
You said what?
Yes, I like hearing and seeing more about it in cinema than like real life.
So you mean like
Movies and
Watching
shit like
movies, like I don't know, sex
where they
is a
do
lot
that.
more. Yeah, I'm just saying, like I don't know, when regular people talk about it, it's not as interesting
I ain't gonna
as like,
lie, I don't even like seeing it in like shows that much. Like I feel like
nah.
you can get too saturated with sex. Like Power season two, it was fucking like way too much, bro.
I'm talking about more like HBO 2006. That was my
Softcore
shit.
porn, basically.
I wouldn't say so. It
Basically.
depends. It depends. Fuck. It
I'm
depends.
very curious to like know like your thought process. Let's do that. Like we'll close out
What?
through here.
What do you
Wait,
mean?
I have one more
What's
question.
that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Talk to us, my boy.
Speaking on the cinemas, did any of you guys see Nope?
Nope.
Not yet, no.
Nope.
no.
Okay.
See what?
Nope.
Nope.
The Jordan
I
Peele
want you
movie.
guys' thoughts if you guys get a chance to see it, because I have strong ones.
You
I
can
saw
honestly
last
tell
night.
me what it is now
Yeah,
because I've never
it doesn't
seen
look
it.
Yeah, I was
interesting
gonna
to
say
me.
I'm probably never gonna watch that.
Nothing
Yeah, I'm
about
never
it
gonna
look. It
watch that
doesn't look interesting to me. Like yeah,
at
Is
all.
we
Jordan
love
Peele
Kiki
also?
Palmer.
I heard the plot was all over the place.
We love
I
Kiki
thought it was
Palmer,
a
but
terrible movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I
I
told
like
you it's
what
probably
Kiki
gonna be a
Palmer
terrible
did.
movie.
It was a terrible movie, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
you
You
wanna know?
know,
You know, wanna know how I knew that it was probably gonna be bad? This was the first one that he was doing like a press run for, like for like Get Out and for like Us. He kind of just let it be.
yeah, social commentary, and yeah, and I think it
For
like
this one,
progressively
it was
got
too
worse.
much. Trying to like, oh, you gotta go see it. Nope.
Yeah,
It's
man.
cows. It's aliens. It's an Asian man.
Bro, I hated that movie, bro. I hated
Yeah,
that movie.
can
I
you
hated
just
that
explain to
movie.
me what it was about, please?
Spoiler
Because I'm
alert.
confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Spoiler alert for sure. I will explain because I saw it last night, and
You went to the movies and shit?
I did
Nah, bro, he
go to
bootlegged
the
it.
movie.
I don't, nigga, I don't
I
know.
listen. I don't put it past
That's
me.
valid. Yeah, you could bootleg some shit.
I
I
bootleg the
wasn't even
fuck
being
out shit.
sarcastic. What you talking
My
about?
grandma used to bootleg hella shit.
Can
Call my
we
grandma.
can we focus?
Um, but yes. So the premise of the movie is about this random ass thing. They never explain what the hell the thing is.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
This
even
random
worse.
ass like flying saucer, but not really a flying saucer because it like turns into mad shit. It just like haunts this like this random section. It's not even like a town or anything. It's like this random subsect of land that this nigga on a ranch, him and his family, which is what's his name, Daniel Kalua and Kiki Palmer. They're like brother and sister,
Yeah.
and they live on this fucking ranch. And it just haunts
Yeah.
this ranch that has a couple other people that also live on a ranch, and it just haunts them. And it's like they thought at first it was a ship, but it was like a actual animal or being or some weird shit that had rules like a horse, and
It had
you
what like
weren't
a
supposed to
horse?
rules like every animal has rules that you follow. Like with a bull you don't flash red. With horses you're not supposed to look them in the eyes or some shit like that. Like this spaceship thing had rules, and like it wouldn't kill you if you didn't look it in the eye. And I don't know, bro, it was just a dumbass movie,
What the
and
fuck?
it was just very dumb. It was very dumb. They never explained anything. It was just dumb. I hated it.
I
and
think we're
and
entering it. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no,
Why
no,
someone
no,
else
no, no.
watch it if
I,
you hate so
I,
much?
oh, I just wanted to know if you guys also hated it because I hated it.
I think
I
we're
hate it from
entering.
what it sounds like right
I
now.
think we're
To be
entering
honest.
the age of where people are confusing artistry with creativity, and I think you can get too far into artistry and it suffers at the product. I feel like,
That's a
for lack of a better word, I think a lot of people are doing too much whenever it comes to doing creative shit. Instead of trying to make sure shit's good, they're trying to make sure that shit is
Different.
thought.
they do
Yes,
things to make a statement rather than actually make good story structure and
yes,
writing.
and not just
And
in movies and writing. I think just in how we in media in general, just in shit. Like people rather be different than good. Like it's rather I make a statement. I rather be thought provoking and shit like that. Oh, that reminds me of something else we can talk about. But yeah, it's just I don't know, kind of like I don't know, doing too much. I just feel like we're in a
and
doing
the,
too much era.
and I agree 100%. And the thing that pissed me off the most about the movie is, in Get Out there was symbolism there. Like, I was good literature student in college and in school in general, I can recognize symbolism. This had none of that shit. It was just a bunch of random shit. Like you know, like you can tell when there's symbolism and then there's just a bunch of random shit. It wasn't even like he was trying to be a creative nigga. I really think that nigga was high as shit on like some fucking PSD.
He was
Like the
with
one thing I
he was
will
with
say,
uh
PCP.
he was with
yeah,
whatchamacallit
PhD
doing
is crazy.
ayahuasca.
Yeah, I was
I don't
saying.
even
Aaron
know what the
Rodgers.
hell he.
He was with
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers.
doing
Yeah,
That man Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers said he
Rodgers.
got hired through for 50 P's.
Aaron Rodgers got the good drugs. That nigga got the bad ones because the shit didn't even make no sense, bro. Like there was not there was it was like all over the place. Like Brandon said, like it was a terrible movie, bro. Like it. The only thing I will say he mastered was the suspense part. He did a really good job of making you feel like, oh, some shit is
That
about to
some shit was
happen,
about to
but then
happen.
shit didn't happen. That's the crazy
I
part.
don't like. Yeah, I don't
Like
like
the
that. Make some
scariest
shit
part,
happen.
there was nothing scary that happened about the movie. Like maybe there was one scary moment for it to be a horror movie. It wasn't even fucking scary, and that's what I hated. I just hated it. But that's my little rant.
Damn.
Start
I
with
So
lost
hate,
faith
man.
in Peel a long
sounds
time
like
ago.
we should not watch that shit.
Facts. Don't watch Nope. I mean, do watch Nope. It's a black director with black main character, black cast. So go watch Nope. Go watch
They're
Man,
Nope.
gonna get
I
away with
don't
that
give
for
a
so
fuck.
long.
Yeah,
They're gonna
exactly.
get away with
I
that for
don't
so.
give a fuck.
I,
Listen,
Nigga,
nigga.
make
as
some
long
good
as
shit.
I have a
Or
voice
good
on the
black
platform,
movies.
I will always promote it. But go watch that shit. I ain't
Go
watching that
you,
shit. I ain't
make
watching
some
that
good
shit.
Yeah,
shit.
Go
seriously,
watch that shit.
Yeah.
because
Good
no
black
way.
movies.
Hey, you ain't gotta like it, but
Anywho,
like, just go watch it, bro. Go tell your wife
Hey,
ass to
I
watch
love
it.
a good hood flick, but I say no to these like non-scary ass,
Yo,
taking themselves seriously
Lando,
ass
why do
horror
you think?
why
flicks.
does that have to be a hood flick?
No. I'm basically saying
Lando.
that I like hood flicks, but I don't like that I'm taking myself seriously as art house, as I have no plot, but look at these people doing things as movies that yeah.
Lando likes everything that's wrong with the culture. Like,
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. That's to be decided. But just, just saying,
you
just
be
saying. Like
so
I
speaking,
rather.
bro. Like, it'd be so funny with you, bro. Cause like you would hate like a lot of shit about like that side of the black community, and then you also like champion it at the same time.
I
Exactly.
think it has to do with whether or not you're taking it seriously. Like when niggas take it seriously, I'm just like, why? But when it's just for shits and gigs, then it's a lot better.
I
Shits
don't know,
and
man. I feel like
gigs.
Baby Boy was not meant to be the comedy that they ended up being.
No, it was funny. I'm sorry, but you got some breakfast. I mean, come on. I mean, you want some breakfast?
Bro, Baby Boy is the
Like,
funniest movie on the planet, bro. And
it has to be.
it,
It
it's
is.
so bad. I
It's
refuse to believe that
great.
Tupac.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't
It's a
know why
great
you think.
movie. It's a
It's
Yeah, I
great
don't know
bad.
movie.
why you
It's
think it's so
bad.
bad,
It's
bro. I
bad for
really
what
don't.
it was trying to do. The like a lot of this
No.
shit, bro. Tell me what thing makes sense, bro. All right, think about it. It was supposed to be a coming of age story about how Jody went from a boy to a man. The only thing Jody
Yes.
did was shoot a nigga in his kneecaps, dog. He didn't
Also,
do nothing. He shot a nigga
I
in his
mean,
kneecaps
yeah.
and he didn't go cheat on his bitch for like the fifth time in the movie. Like what? Like bro, like
I
no.
mean, yeah. I think about it from a different angle. It's kind of like Jody had to face his biggest fear and live through it in a
What
sense.
was his biggest fear?
Killing a man and getting killed. Like he used to think that niggas were really going to kill him, so it's almost like he ended up getting straight with Melvin because Melvin, understood the situation Jody was in and helped him out. So it's almost like being given the hand at something almost, but he got a hand at killing a nigga. So maybe it's a little controversial, but I will say that Baby Boy is like it's a really good coming of age story because Jody
He
represents
never
a
came
lot
of
of
age, bro.
guys.
He never came
He
of
came
age.
at that age.
He never came of
I think he
age.
did.
Nigga still ain't have a job. He was still riding around in a vet
We
car.
don't know that.
Yes, we do know that.
I mean, he was in the park playing cards. I mean, he could have had the job.
Yeah,
bro.
nah. You can't play cars in the park with a job.
Yeah, bro. You got time, bro. He never have a job. The only thing he got cool was with his mama having a boyfriend. That's it. That's it. Other than that,
And also,
he's just
oh,
like
and he's
fucking
getting
any
having
nigga.
their kids, so maybe that means he's committing more. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
Baby
Bro,
Boy is
like
very representative of the hood. I'm just gonna say that.
no, it wasn't, bro.
Hood
Like
relationships, hell yeah. Cheating on this baby moms and driving around her car and leaving her in a hot ass house all day.
well,
Shh.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been an NIT podcast. We talked about a lot of shit today. If you're
I'm
a
just
woman
saying.
and you listen to this is not indicative of what our normal content is because yeah, Yeah, nah. We
Nah.
ain't talking
I
about a lot
don't
of
get it.
shit, bro. This is not how we move. We don't get punched in the face. Orlando does, but
No, I don't. I quit a long time ago.
what, you not hard no more.
Hey, I was. I'll always be hard. I just don't
Man,
want to have to
on
prove it
that note,
anymore.
yeah. On that note, we out. NIT podcast.
Man.
Catch us on YouTube. NIT Pod TV, all caps, one space. NIT Pod space TV. And yeah, it's your boy Sir Leon with the 360 boys, and we out.
360 boys. I really hate this nigga for that, actually.